Hi, my name is Cindy, I'm 14. I'd like to share the story of a pretty controversial experience. The thing is, I was dumb enough to accidentally get myself pregnant in my school bathroom. Flashback to a year ago. One morning, I woke up when it was still pitch black outside. My room was cold, but I felt really cozy snuggled up in my blanket. Well, that's late December for you. Twilight falls early and dawn seems to take forever. Anyway, a pleasant sensation took over me after I woke up and I remembered the dream I had. It's a recurring dream where I met an exceptionally beautiful young man. I know it's all just a product of my imagination and the young man isn't real. I didn't want to get out of bed. Just thinking about the 6-hour school day ahead made me sick. On the bright side, New Year was approaching. I couldn't wait to feel the magic in the air. Also for the school break to begin. The wish I was going to make on New Year's Eve was a little unusual. To meet my perfect boyfriend in real life. I packed the breakfast Mom had prepared for me. Then, after quickly grooming myself in front of the mirror, I rushed outside. After my first class, I was eating the breakfast I had brought with me, standing in the hall facing the window. Suddenly, I felt someone's presence next to me. I turned around automatically and I almost choked on my food. It was him! The perfect boyfriend of my dreams was standing in front of me. I probably looked terrible. My mouth was agape and full of bread, my eyes were round, and I was gulping for air like fish. Yeah, I must have made quite the sight. But the guy seemed to have anticipated my reaction as he calmly said, "Hi, I'm new to this school, so that's why we haven't met before. It's my first day and I'm trying to get to know everyone. Do you want to be friends?" I finally snapped out of my daze, swallowed the food that was in my mouth, told him my name, and replied that yes, I do want to be friends. For the rest of the day we spent recess together. The girls were foaming with envy and glaring daggers at me. They seemed to be furious that the new boy only had eyes for me and not for them. After class, we didn't want to say goodbye. We felt like we'd known each other for years, like we couldn't get enough of each other after a long separation. Indeed, we could easily find common ground no matter what we discussed. We shared similar opinions on many things. It really felt like we had a connection. If I was going to the dining hall, he was right behind me without even knowing about my plans. Later that night, he invited me to see a play in the local theater. Of course I agreed. How could I refuse an opportunity to spend time with him? It felt as if I'd been enchanted. I was utterly and completely in love with him. I told my parents I was going to see a new animated film with one of my girlfriends and I was off to the theater. We held hands for the entire play. He whispered sweet nothings into my ear, making my heart flutter in my chest. Every touch raised a storm of emotion in me. He was the guy of my dreams and he drove me crazy. I didn't want to spend a moment apart. When I was home, I went to bed without even touching my homework. It wasn't just his good looks that attracted me. There was something about him that pulled at my very heartstrings, probably his confidence and determination. I felt calm and safe with him. Next morning, I woke up early, looked through my textbooks, threw them into my bag, and was on my way to school earlier than usual. I was astonished to run into him at the school entrance. My first class was history. The thought shot through my mind that he wants to see me right now. I excused myself and the teacher let me go. He was weird like that. He really didn't care how many times he left his class. He was so immersed in his beloved history that he never even paid attention to his students. Alright, so I left the class and headed for the bathroom. When I opened the door, I saw my sweetheart standing inside. I entered the stall and he closed the door behind me. It all happened so fast I didn't even have the chance to protest or push him away. A few minutes later, I was out of the bathroom and went back to class to try and process what happened. I spent the rest of the day in a fog. I didn't want to see him. I noticed him hanging around my classroom door, but I didn't go outside to talk to him. I even lied I needed to go to the doctor just to leave the class 15 minutes early and avoid meeting him. At home, I was on edge. My boyfriend kept texting me, but I never responded. I felt horribly ashamed and I wanted nothing to do with him at the moment. A week later, I managed to collect myself enough to talk to my sweetheart occasionally. But after 2 more weeks, I felt terribly sick in the middle of a class. Next morning, a smell I heard from the kitchen made me nauseous. I walked to my room sluggishly to look up, I'm a girl of 13 and I'm feeling nauseous. Several different articles pointed at pregnancy, provided there's no digestive system disease. So, my wonderful date in the bathroom actually had consequences. I had to do something. In the evening, I came to my parents and outright told them I was pregnant. I was terrified, of course. I kept my eyes open just enough to watch their reaction. Dad clutched his heart and Mom was furious. She yelled at me and demanded that I get rid of the child. Dad was on my side though. Since it already happened, we had to keep it. In the end, I became a mother to a baby boy that I love dearly. His grandma and grandpa are enamored with him, especially the grandma, even though she initially insisted that he belonged in an adoption center. Even the father, my boyfriend, often visits us to help me raise our son. We might even get married in the future. Even so, my advice to every teenage girl is to take it slowly and resist the advances of their boyfriends. Sure, I love my child, but I had to sacrifice school and fun and my teenage years in general for him. Raising a baby is very difficult. I never get enough sleep and I spend so much time washing and ironing his things. It's so exhausting. If I could turn back time, I would prevent all of this, but I can't. So I'm just trying to enjoy what I have.
Would you like to see more episodes? Support us by hitting like and subscribe. If you want to see your story in one of our videos, send it to this email address.